My name is Edmund Johnson. I was born February 4th, 1996. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I drive semi trucks for like a medium carrier, like it's kind of a small company. I drive in the northwest part of the United States of America. I started having extremely supernatural biblical dreams ever since around like November 26th to the 28th. That's when it started. And it's still going on to this day. Today is January the 3rd. It's a Wednesday, 2024. So I'm not gonna waste your time and get right into it. I woke up in the clouds. It was like a sunset. It was red, orange, and yellow. It was beautiful. White clouds everywhere. I was standing on top of a white cloud. It was like one big fat white cloud we were standing on. As I woke up, I'm laying on my back. I'm just like, and like this buff black guy just gets up out of a throne. The throne just like disappears, like thin air, just gone. And he's like, about time you woke up, now we can begin. I'm still waking up. I'm just like, So, basically, he's like, I woke up to him and he's like, I'm about to judge your life. This can go either way for you. It could go good or bad, but you can reject it now and go back to where you were. Would you like for me to judge your life? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so basically, he goes, all right. He turns around. He takes like 3 to 5 steps. He makes a gesture with his hand, with his right hand, and like a screen just pops up out of thin air. And he's just like looking at the screen. I'm seeing like the screen just like fast forward through stuff. And I'm just like, oh, that's tight. So basically he sees something. And like the dude, I'm staring at him like I didn't walk up because I'm staring at this dude like, this dude is like 5'11", buff, dark skin, like dark brown skin, like Michael J. White. Like that, Michael J. White's skin color is about on point with his skin color. Like he was a little darker than me. He had a light beaming from the back of his head, and I knew, all right, yeah, that's a real halo right there. That's a halo. And I'm thinking to myself, this could be only 2 things. That's either an angel or that's Jesus. And I remember, like, he only looked at me one time before he went to the screen. Like, his eyes, like the brown part, it's called the iris. It was brown. But the white part, the white part of his eyeballs were red, orange, and yellow with like white streaks. And it bounced around like energy, like a lava lamp or something. Like it was like the colors in the white that replaced the white part of his eye were like, it was just bouncing around and just moving. It was like fire. Like I was like, dang, that's tight. Like it didn't look scary. It looked like that's what a god would look like. Like a human god, that's what it would look like. He didn't have a shirt on, but he had like a white and gold sash over his shoulder. And he had like a white robe over his legs with like a golden belt. And he had like jewels in it. And I was like, is this who I think this is? And like, when I was thinking that, I'm like, oh, this could be only one thing. And like, as I was thinking this, he was like, his eyes like buckled like. And then he started stroking his beard and just looking at it like. And he was like, come here, come see this. I looked and I saw $1.3 million in my Robinhood account. And after I seen that, I saw me in this truck. Like it was early morning. I just woke up. I was angry, tired of doing the same thing every single day, driving all day, dealing with everybody and their attitudes on the road. and, you know, I'm venting. You just wake up and you just start venting because you don't like your job. And basically, I'm standing like right here in my truck, this same truck. And I check my computer. I look at my phone, my Robinhood account. And I see the 1.3 mil. I'm like, boy, I quit. I immediately get on the phone with my manager. I'm like, route me back to Texas so I could go ahead and catch the next first class flight to New Orleans. I'm done working for people. I already know what I need to do with my money. So basically, I started living. I made some decent decisions with my money. I made my money paid me out $60,000 a year, which turned into like around like $45,000 after taxes, because I had to pay the IRS eventually. I got a house, a nice car. I was, let's say, conservative with my money, but I was decently educated in making compound interest on my money. I got in shape. I got my teeth done. I got new friends. I was in the city. I was a hot boy, going crazy. Had money, everybody else didn't. I was a little buck. The women loved me. Everybody wanted to be my friend. And I'm a stand-up guy. You know, I don't listen to people. I'm a leader. And I was just like having the time of my life. I started to relapse into bad habits like video games, maybe masturbation. I gave that up for Jesus. I started to fornicate with women, and eventually a guy, he didn't like me having the time of my life, and he wanted to express himself online about how I was not as good as him. And basically we went back and forth a few times, and me being the little buck that I am, I said drop that address. He dropped that address. Now, I wasn't going there to kill anybody. I went there to go beat his butt. I'm talking like hand to face, fist to face, you know. And I went there for like the straight up like one-on-one. As soon as I pulled up, I almost got like 2 or 3 wrecks going to beat him up. And I parked on the curb, hopped out the driver's side, went around the car, got on the curb, and I'm like, yeah, I'm better than you in any and every way. You can hit on me all you want, but I promise you, Playboy, you're not about to be better than me at anything. Anything, because I'm always be ambitious. I'm always be better than you. My money better, my car better, my girl better. Like, I'm just mouthing off to this dude. And I'm like, and you know you ain't gonna touch me, because I'm gonna beat you up. You already know this. I'm gonna knock you out. And you gonna get knocked out by a short dude. Come get it. That dude pulled a gun out of a brown jacket. He shot me right here. Right here. I bled out. I don't know if I suffocated to death or I bled to death. It took at least about 15-20 minutes for me to die. And everybody watched. And I was talking cash money. I was like, y'all black people always killing the best of y'all kind. Y'all ain't ever gonna be anything. Y'all degenerate. Y'all let the worst dudes get all of the baby, get all the sex, all of the babies. Y'all just stagnant. Y'all stuck exactly where y'all at. Y'all need Jesus. Y'all ain't ever gonna be anything. And when I was taking my last breath, I said, finally. And I died. And as soon as I died, I was like right back in the sunset. And Jesus was like right there just staring at me like, all right, about time you woke up. All right, come on. So he walks back to the screen and he looked back like, you just gonna sit there? Like, you all right? Come on. And I'm getting up off my back and I'm like checking myself like, oh, I'm healed. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know what type of technology you got, but that's crazy. That stuff felt like it was real. So I walk back up, and like he's like just scanning through my life, and he's pointing out all of the things that I did bad. And like, he ain't looking at any of the good, none of it. Not one thing, only the bad. Every time I didn't forgive somebody, every time I wanted to impose myself on somebody in retaliation, every time I wanted to be vindictive to someone, he was looking at it all. He was pointing it out. He was telling me the repercussions of why I did it. And he was basically like my vision was blacking out a bit, and at times I wasn't even listening, cause I was like, I've been good to people my whole life. I've always been a compassionate person, and here you are only looking at the bad stuff. Like, I was starting to get angry, and like, I'm thinking this. I'm not saying it out. Like, I'm not that stupid. I'm thinking it in my mind. I'm just like, man, am I really about to get cheated out of heaven? Like, I really lived a good life. I was a good person. I'm the one that got messed over. I've always been a good friend to everybody. I could have been a millionaire with the things that I know. I've always been financially helping everybody. I've always been treating people kindly. I've always been understanding and compassionate. I've always been charitable with people. And you just looking at all the bad stuff. And basically, one thing, like, a dude owed me like $4,000, and he don't got any intentions of paying it back. So I was just like, well, I'm done with him. I don't care. You feel me? So basically, he like, you can't even forget this dude for like $4,000. Y'all had a good relationship. Why should I forgive you for anything? And I remember that part of the Bible. Now, I can't tell you the verse because I didn't complete the whole Bible yet, but I'm like through 60% of it. And I remember that. Like, if you don't forgive others, why should Jesus forgive you? Like, he told me that. And like, I was like, damn. Got me there. But what about the good? You know? And basically, he was like, all right, well, we still got a considerable amount of time. And he just like sat down, and a throne just appeared out of thin air, and he just sat there like, yep, let's play a game, entertain me for a bit. And I'm just like, damn, this dude fresh. Like, all right, I see you got your swag, you can make your throne and all. I see you. All right. So I'm like, all right, what type of game you trying to play? He like, I want you to guess my name. I'm like, all right, bet, this is a switch. Jesus. And he just like, that's it? I'm like, what? Jesus Christ. I don't know what the H means. And he was just like, so that's what they still call me. At least they ain't make a new name. I'm like, what? All right. Did I get it right? And he like, I'm the dude in the Bible they call Jesus. But I'm a man of many names. And he said, nice try, guess again. Now I'm stumped. I'm like, what? Bro, I'm like, bro, this dude's name in the Bible from start to finish, and that's not even the right one? What? So I said, Messiah. He immediately like, that's a title. That means Savior. And you need to think harder than that. Like, you even knew that. You knew that was a title. You know that's not a name. Like, come on. Use your head. And I'm like, that's all I got. To be honest with you, I'm stumped. And he's like, I mean, there's one. I think you might know it. And I'm looking at him. He looking at me. Like, we making eye contact. And he like, yeah. And I'm like, Jesus. And he's looking at me like, you better not say Jesus. He like, come on, don't be stupid. And he like, Yeshua. And I'm like, what? I never heard that before. And then he says the last name. And I'm like, what? He said it so fast. I was just like, what? I never heard that. And he was like, I got many names and titles. Like, here's another one. Here's a title, the Lion of Judah. And I'm just like, oh, that's dope. And like, he's basically like, well, I mean, I see how much of a Christian you are. And so, I mean, you failed the game. And I'm just like, dang, okay. Yeah, this ain't going good for me. You saw everything. You only point out all the bad things I did. I only knew one name, and you didn't even accept that as the main name. You know, you accepted it, but you didn't accept it as like the main one that you'll be like, yeah, you know me, you know. And I'm just like, this is not going good for me. So basically, he started to teach me about why things were bad that I've done. And he was like, and I saw that girl you fornicated with while you was gone. I saw you do it. I shouldn't have to tell you why that's bad, right? And I'm just like, yeah. And he looked back at me like, you testing me? Like it looked like he was like, I'm about to beat this dude. You feel me? Like don't play with me, boy. You feel me? And I'm looking at him like, Jesus, please just tell me why he's bad. And like, as I'm saying this, he's turning his back, like he don't want to hear it. And I'm like, if you tell me why fornicating is bad, it's easier not to sin, because I understand why it's bad. I already know God told us sin, like what's a sin, not to just make rules. He told us it so we don't hurt ourselves. And he basically gave me like 3 reasons why fornication was bad, and my mind was blacking out. I don't know if it was him doing it, but my memory was blacking out. I don't remember the first 2 points, but I remember the third. And I'm gonna say this like almost as verbatim as I can from his mouth. He said, these women pray to me for a good man. How can they believe in me when you come along and waste their time? That makes, like, you gotta think about that. That stuff makes me look weak. And I was just like, dang, that made a lot of sense. I was like, I commit. And he was like, oh, you gonna commit? All right, I can change this part. And he looking at the screen, I'm like, I can change this part. So I could get her pregnant. But you already did. So you're not gonna raise the child. She gonna raise that child by herself. And I was like, well, is my child gonna be successful? And he was like, no. He's gonna die just like you, but earlier. Which is a shame. And I was like, all right, well, no. I don't want any kids. And he's like, he turns away and he's like, that's a shame. Me personally, I'd rather live to fight another day. And I'm like, dang, wrong answer again. I'm striking out. You feel me? And he's just like, he says, like, all right, Edmund, it's time for me to finally give you your judgment. Are you ready? He said, now you could deny hearing it, and I could send you back to wherever you going, wherever you was at, and you could try again. Or you could get your judgment on. It could go good for you. But you understand, if it goes bad, you know where you're going, right? And you understand the severity of where you could go, right? And I was like, I'm ready. Go ahead. And basically, I was like, Jesus, did I do enough? And he was like, you did enough. And I'm just like, oh, snap. And he was like, before I could say anything, he was like, all right, we out of time. You got to go. And, like, I'm falling. And everything is just, like, going black. And, like, he's just, like, folding his arms, like, look at this little Negro right here. Like, I'm just like, all right, that's crazy. And I woke up and I'm just like, oh, that was a dream? Oh, snap. It was life-changing. I gave up porn, prejudice. I gave up my bad diet. I tried my best to forgive everybody I could. I'm still, like, learning the meaning of forgiveness. Like, for instance, it says, like, to forgive someone is like to wipe out of debt. Like, you don't have to trust them with a new tab, but it's like wiping out a debt completely. You don't owe me anymore. That, like, I'm starting to understand that that's the meaning of forgiveness. And basically that was the first dream. Now, that was as accurate as I could put it, but there are more dreams that happen, and it gets crazier and crazier. And the video's getting long, but I'm gonna put it all in here, every single thing. And these not all the dreams. I got more. But basically, the next dream, I was in a dark room and I saw like 4 people, but I couldn't make out who they were. They were like, like, one was on this side, 3 were on this side, and they were like staring forward, like kind of like nervously. And like, I looked, and they had this gigantic dude. This dude was like white. He had like a Roman Caesar cut, black hair. His eyes were huge. Like, he had a human face. His eyes were big. Like, if you look at his eyes, you can clearly see this dude is not human. This a giant. He had like black Roman armor on with like red drapes on the shoulders. And like, when he realized that I woke up, he got nervous and his eyes like widened, but he kept saying what he had to say. And he said, when he goes to sleep next time, he will receive, and he said the name of something, and he said it fast, and I'm like, what? And like, I'm just waking up, I'm like, I'm not all the way mentally there. And then he says, and he will wake up, and the next time he goes to sleep, the Most High will bless him with, and then he says the name fast, and I'm just like, Most High, you mean God? What he just said? And you know, he says like a few more things, and my mind is going black, and I wake up, and I'm just like, what in the world was that? These dreams getting crazy. So I mean, like, maybe the next day, like a few days later, I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm paralyzed and I'm on my side laying down, and I'm looking forward, but I'm on my side. I'm like, it's the sunset again, like on the clouds. And I see Jesus' arms. He just like aggressively like slams down a red box, and the red box I think it had like a golden top on it. It was a red box, and it had this logo on it. This logo right here. I don't know what this is, but this was on the red box, and this logo is gonna pop up again. I don't know if this is the seal of God. I don't know, but this is what I saw. This is as accurate as I could put it. So after he slams the box like right in front of me, boom, I wake up and I'm like, oh snap, it's happening. What that giant said is happening. And I'm thinking to myself, he said the Most High. I was like, no way. No way. No way. I ain't even dead yet. I'm still alive. So The next day I went to sleep. I had a dream. I don't know if it was like a blue tunnel, like of light just like streaking forward. But I had like a thin white blanket over my face. And it was like a bright light in front of me. And like they had like a little light with like a black silhouette inside of it, right on like its right side. And I said, no way. No way. Cause like, if you know, you know. You know exactly how to, like, who that is. And next thing you know, like I wake up, I'm on my back paralyzed. And I could see like a light-skinned hand, like a white man's hand, just like flick over my face, and like had like a dangling white like robe, just like it was like right here just hanging. He just like, you can see it flick across my face fast. And like I felt this like warming like energy, like a dopamine release, like in my chest. Like it was like pouring in like water, like a dopamine release inside of my chest. And like I was like, damn, that feel good. And like I'm like, damn, look at the colors. Like the blue, like all I saw was the sky, and like the blue was like the bluest blue, and the clouds were like the whitest white. The colors were so vivid. It was brighter than like earth. And I'm like, this heaven? What? And then like I wake up. And when I wake up, I'm like, no way. I'm back on earth. So after that, like it get dark. I'm talking freaky. I'm in this truck. Like now I'm in December now, like mid-December, going towards Christmas. Whenever I go to sleep, like, and I usually pray before I go to sleep, because like I learned at an early age, praying for protection while you sleep stops lucid dreams. I learned that the hard way when I was like 17. So I was going to sleep, and like it was like pitch black darkness, and I could see like the silhouette of like this humanoid figure like laying on his side, and like his eyes were like blue, and it was like beaming out of the darkness, and like his body had like this whitish and bluish silhouette, like outlining, and like I could see like electricity shooting from right here, from his forehead to my forehead. And I'm just like, and I feel it, and I could feel like it's like looking through my memories, and like I'm fighting to like regain control. And as I regain control, I wake up out of my sleep, and I'm just like, no way. And I'm like, that can't be the devil. Here, on side my bed, no way. That's freaky. And I'm like, can't be a coward. Gotta go back to sleep. Gotta get rest. I'm a truck driver. I gotta get rest. Ain't nowhere to run. You know, I do my prayers, and you know, I cut on some Bible verses on YouTube while I sleep. And as soon as I go back to sleep, he right there, trying to get in my brain. I'm fighting. I wake up. I went 4 days on minimal sleep and constant waking up out of my sleep. I was exhausted. And that 4th day, I saw this thing in pitch black darkness, beaming red. It was red. It was completely red. The same logo from that box Jesus slams right in front of me. It was beaming red through the darkness. And I couldn't see that creature anymore. And basically, like, it gets freakier from here. Like, it gets crazier. Like, I had a dream. I went to sleep, and it was dark. Like, I had my eyes closed, and like 2 loud voices just start singing. you are greater than you are. And it sounded like the voices were like horns, and it was loud, and it startled me at first, but then I was like, oh, that's angels. And I was like, not the human angels, that's the feather eyeball angels, to my knowledge. And I'm like, I'm not ready to see that type of stuff. Not tonight. Not me, not tonight. Like, I'd rather wait for the rapture. And, you know, I decided not to look. And as soon as I decided not to look, I wake up. I think it was like the next day, I went to sleep. Like, this is getting closer to Christmas. I went to sleep and I wake up and I'm in this room. It's beautiful. I'm talking like marble floors, like a pale, like brown, like not brown, grayish color, grayish and whitish colors, and like streaks of gold trims around, like a beautiful design on the wall. There's no corners. It's all round, like how they say a UFO is, like on the inside. And like I look up, and they got this menacing looking angel. I'm talking, this dude had white robes. He had hair, like thick white marble tentacles. It was like going like that. He had eyes like Jesus, but they weren't the same colors. It was like gold and like orange and yellow with like the little white streaks in it. And he looked like he was like, if something pop off, I'm killing everything. You feel me? Like, he wasn't like, he didn't want to kill me. But let something would have happened to me, I'm pretty sure he would have murked everything. Like, everything would have died. So he let me look at him for like 10 good seconds. And then I wake up. And I was like, bruh, these guy got some cool looking stuff going on. You know, and I'm just like, I'm fanned out at this point. You know, I'm living right, and gave up everything for Christ. I'm on the straight and narrow, and I had this dream. Like, I'm back in that room, the dark room where the giant was at, but I don't see anybody there. And like, for some reason, I knew I could look through the future by myself. I don't know why or how. I knew I could, and I just started looking, and then like, as soon as I started looking, it just like geared up and started going in my head, like right here, and like I'm just looking at everything and like fast forward, like, and I feel it and I'm living it, but I'm looking at it in the third person at the same time. Like, it's weird, like omniscience or something, I don't know. And I like, the last vision I had, like while I'm looking and fast forward, like I pull into this truck stop, I back into this spot right in front of the store, and it's a truck stop I never been at. I lean back in my seat and I go on my phone to check for like a truck for sale and all that, and I see a flash of red in the sky, and I hear burn, and I'm like, oh, this it. I look, and I got the visor of my windshield like right in front, so I flip it up, and as soon as I look, black, and I'm back in that dark room, and like, I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen, like this season. Like, the grass, the trees, everything, including the company I work at, is the same as it is right now. January the 3rd, 2024, Wednesday. The forestation is the same as it was like in that vision. I'm at the same company that I was at in that vision. And it happened. It's like, it could be today, it could be tomorrow. It can't be today, it gotta be daytime. I'm not a prophet. I'm just saying what I saw. But it looks like the rapture's gonna happen like this season, this winter. And I don't know if we in tribulation right now. It feel like it, but it might be a pre-trib, you know. I got one last dream. It happened on Christmas Eve at night. At night, I went to sleep right there in bed, and then as I was falling asleep, like, they had this golden sunset, clouds, and Satan right there at the foot of my bed, just flying. It was just floating right there, looking right at me, just like this. And I'm just like, oh, that's the devil. Yep, I'm cooked. I lay back down in my body like, I'm gonna wake up. You feel me? Like I'm just waking up. This dude, like, got God powers. What am I gonna do? You feel me? Like, I'm about to anime fight this dude? No. You feel like I'm just like, yeah, I'm cooked. He caught me with my pants down, you know? He got me right here. You know where I sleep at, you know? And like, he had a goat head, horns. The horns went up like that. And he had like the body of like a muscular white man, like the torso of a white man. His legs were like, it was like an animal's legs, like brown fur, thick white legs, black hooves. And basically, long story short, I can't remember everything because my memory was blacking out a lot. He was taking me across like this galactic empire. Like, I'm talking going through black holes, and we were going to like space stations, and all like, it was people, all different types of races of beings, aliens, everything. And they just like living their life, just coexisting, just handling business, plotting and doing stuff, just living their life. And he's like bringing me to a get up pregnant. She could suck a long, you know what? We could get her together. You want a God's children, you could cut his throat right now. Everything will be forgiven. Like, he was just tempting me to like do all type of atrocities to people, peaceful people. I don't think this was his empire. I think this was God's empire, and I think he wanted to put me in bad standard with God, because like, you don't mess with God's people. God is a king. He has to protect and provide for his people. So if I commit an atrocity, he has to put me in my place in front of those people. The devil was trying to get me to commit all type of atrocities, and like, I'm fighting. I'm a good person. I am a good, loving, compassionate person with a strong leadership mindset. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do, and I always want what's righteous to happen. I'm fighting with everything I got mentally to not do this stuff. I'm talking, it was almost impossible. This dude was so good. It was like he knew. It's like, you know how like your closest relative could bring the worst out in you? This dude was that good on steroids. He was trying everything he could. I struggled. I kept struggling. I probably prayed to Jesus a few times. He couldn't get me to do anything to my knowledge. And basically, after I refused to rape 2 women with him, I immediately woke up. It was on Christmas Eve. And that was about the last one I had, other than like just now. Like, I legit think I just saw like one of those little flying angels covered in feathers with like the big eyeball in the core, covered with eyeballs and stuff. I think I saw that. I'm not gonna claim that because it was like a little flash right before I woke up. I don't know, but I mean, the rapture's coming. Jesus is here and he's busy. He's trying to save people right now, and he wants us to share our experiences so other people can realize this is real life. And if you don't do right, if you don't sacrifice for Jesus right now, show him, all right, I choose you over the world. if you don't get on the straight and narrow, you will be left to eternal torment. You had your whole life to choose him. Every single day you got a new chance when you woke up to choose him. And you got people right now going, I've experienced all of this stuff. It's about to happen. The rapture is about to happen. Sacrifice the world and choose him now. I mean, that's all I gotta say. My name is Edmund Johnson. I was born February 4th, 1996 in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a truck driver. I don't think it's safe to say which company I work for. It starts with an L. The logo is red. I'm currently in Idaho, going to Reno, Nevada. I hope I can send this through Gmail, you know.